Live.
Going live.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. Hey there, everyone. Sorry, we're a little bit late. My bad. Let me just adjust my little thing here. And it's been busy, and I've been just emailing clients and stuff. As you can see, we are wearing our cool hats. Let's see if you can recognize. Oh God, mine's a little bit squiffed, but let's see, Lena. What is this wonderful ensemble that you have in front of us
Isn't
right
it
now?
bizarre? I just borrowed it a minute ago from a flatmate because I didn't have a furry hat. So here we go. It is a number, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. And of course, Lady G, you're looking kind of sweet and
So
coquettish.
cute.
This
Looking
is
at that, you'd never know what lurked beneath.
oh indeed.
Time. I'm ready for dishing the dirt.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Of course, this is the New Year's Eve special for, of course, Lady G and myself. But for you, Lena,
I'm
it's
already
already
there.
arrived.
I'm already in 2023.
You're already in 2023. And
I'm having my second coffee for 2023.
Mm.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us earlier as well. So before we begin with the show, which is really going to be a seat of the pants type thing, but we've been here before, and that's often sometimes those shows can be absolutely brilliant. Now, you've got some news for us, so just tell us what's happened recently with a certain relative of Duck L'Orange.
Well, as most of you would know, Mary Trump ran a clip. I did a reading on her court case that's coming up.
Mhm.
And she put it on her show, which is great. But when I looked at the clip, I was talking so slowly, like I'd been sedated by an elephant gun or something. Not my best work. But thanks to you guys, the intrepid viewers, she got inundated with saying, Lena's actually a doctor of sociology. You should get her on. And she has emailed me, and I'm going to be on the show in about 2 weeks, but I'll let you all know.
Congrats.
OMG, that is incredible. I'm just getting into my other
We'll
computer
all
here.
tune in for that for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, can't believe it.
So you're going to be on her show so has she given you a little briefing of what to expect and stuff like
I'll
that?
be on as a commentator without the cards, actually.
Oh,
so I'll be
without the
crossing
cards.
over as a social critic or whatever I call myself in that context. Political commentator.
Well, there we are. So I suppose the doctorate was worth its weight in gold.
Yes, it was worth those years of living on pasta to get there.
Well, who knows? This might parlay into some new openings for you.
You never know, but it is thrilling, and it is thanks to the viewers just drowning her in comments and stuff.
Oh,
so I've got to thank all you guys. You did it. Thank you.
Fabulous. We will be watching with keen interest, and you can sort of like usher and initiate, the likes of Mary Trump into the esoteric world where she will learn that there's a whole ecosystem of readers out there, astrologers who have been commenting on the news and her life. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, can you? Right.
Yes.
Okay. So what I've done is, on my mentor, I have gone to my community tab to see the questions, and let's just see. But what, ladies, what's most prominent in your mind? Obviously, we need to talk about 2023, but off the top of your heads, what are the stories that have really stuck out? And then we can read on those.
Well, for me, it was Greta Thunberg this week. Some of you would have caught up on that. So remember Greta Thunberg, she was the young climate activist, and she, of course, has attracted enormous bullying and troll behavior on her channel. So whether she does it herself or not, she might have a person who vets them. But she has a way of clapping back at the excessive and awful, texts and tweets she gets. Anyway, this truly vile guy, what's his name? Alan Tate? Is that
something
right?
like that? Yeah.
He's a
I think he's
kickboxer,
British.
made a fortune. He said in a now deleted video, he moved to Romania because the rape laws were more lenient than the UK. Now that gives you some idea of what this man is like, right?
What?
He did take it down. Now he's banned on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and of course Elon let him back on Twitter.
Oh,
so he tweeted to young Greta saying, I've got 33 cars, what are you going to do about it? And she sent back her standard tweet of, do enlighten me, write to small d ... at getalife.com.
I saw this, yeah.
And he was furious. So then he comes back at her with a video. But the video had pizza boxes that are Romanian pizzas. So the police knew he was back in Romania and he's been arrested and he's now in jail for 30 days, let's hope more, for kidnapping women. Right. Making porn films with them. Below ground mentality.
Wow.
He and his equally charming brother.
My goodness. Right. Well, let's put a few cards on this douchebag. My goodness. So, let's pull some cards on him. And actually, let's pull some cards on Greta, actually. Now you mention it.
Yeah, who cares about him?
Exactly. We can just see what are his prospects, what's going to happen. And obviously he's completely and absolutely shot himself in the foot. But then we'll look at him and then we'll look at Greta, because we've not heard that much from her, and see what her 2023 is like.
All right.
So
we'll both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
How will we do it? Him first, then her?
Yeah, let's do him first and just see what's the energy around him and basically what's going to happen with his life now. I think it's practically over, but let's see what the cards have to say, and then let's look at Greta. Because with
the pizza box, he threw out the pizza boxes with his DNA on it, the viewers are saying, and Greta shamed him for not recycling. I don't know what you'd do with a used pizza box, but that's just me. But yes.
My goodness. But it just goes to show hubris. Yeah?
Yes.
Hubris. And
it's Andrew Tate. Okay, let's have a look at Andrew Tate's future. Thank you, Flora, for clarifying this.
And you guys will know, many of you would have watched it, but do you remember in my Saturn video, and I said, karma's going to speed up, things will speed up. What's going to happen is you're going to have, because Aquarius is going into sidereal Aquarius, it's all about air, which is about communication, social media. So there's going to be a lot of accountability now for what people have said in the past, quite literally, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it already. So watch out for that.
If you haven't seen Hogarth's video on Saturn and accountability, it's worth watching.
Oh, thank you. And it
so
gives that
Andrew Tate.
Andrew, let's see what's going on with this guy.
Multi-millions, and this is what he does.
Yeah, ill-gotten gains, quite literally. Let's see.
Oh.
Have a look here.
Well, I can start if you like.
Go for it.
I couldn't be happier. It starts with the 5 of Pentacles. So this is loss. He's not going to get another sponsorship gig or anything else in the future.
Mm.
You know, he's worked hard at being a wanker and he's succeeded, right? He then gets the King of Cups. Now, I'm not sure what this card is doing in this context. I think this could be his own father. I've got the vibe of is his father still alive? I don't know. It could be the shame of having both your boys do this, or he could have that mentality too. But his father has appeared, which is kind of weird. So it's significant either way. Followed by the devil, followed by the raised sword of the Page of Swords. So he is toaster-rooney.
Yeah, absolutely. My camera's thrown, and I realize I need my glasses. One moment.
Oh, his father's dead. It'd be interesting to know what it could be. Still, his father paving the ground for this sort of behavior. It's not pretty. Something is not pretty.
Or maybe it's the maybe it's actually speaking about the men in a wider context of who may consume the material.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And as one viewer says, they are very messed up about masculinity. This is at the heart of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because also as well, the shadow of the king, the shadow of it is a manipulative man. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I went to the dark side with it. You know, when it's benign and lovely, it's great, but it wasn't. The vibe on that card was. Sorry, Wendy, we won't be doing personal readings. She's asked about her son.
Yeah. Okay, so Lady G, what do you have?
Well, at the center of it, I have that things are going to be coming down hard on him. Yeah. They're working on the case. Of course, he wants to manipulate it, do whatever he can. And what I had going into it, they're going to be doing more investigations into this guy.
Good.
He's cold and he's materialistic. And a con man and a liar and a thief and everything that goes with it. And as far as his going to smoother waters, that's been overturned. He's going to be trying to paddle upstream. It's not going to work so well for him. And the same thing with his house. That's being overturned. So he's not having that stability anymore. And there will be a victory for the women.
Ah, good.
Fascinating. I'll have a look through the comments soon, guys, as well. But we'll just get this guy out of the way. And of course, this is a totally cold read, isn't it? We're just going in. And we're just seeing what the cards say. Very interesting. I'm getting lots of cups as well. But the first card I get to symbolize what's going on with him right now is the Hermit. Which makes absolute sense, isn't it? So there he was, brash and bold as brass, decides to take on Greta Thunberg, gets an absolute slap down, and then essentially outs himself and his location. And now he's what? He's literally behind bars, temporarily, at least for now, for at least the next 30 days, I think they said. And here he is, the Hermit, feeling what? Isolated, alone, paranoid. This is part of the shadow of the Hermit. Can literally deal with incarceration as well, because that's where we get the word from. Hermetically sealed is from.
Yes, true.
So he's quite literally hermetically sealed. What is it about? In his obstacle position, look at this, we got the Six of Cups. Now, when it's in the light side, it can be about, nostalgia in the past, but this can also deal with nostalgia in the past. But this can also deal with outdated ideas, old ways of thinking that have passed their time. It's quite interesting, isn't it? When we talk about the GOP and their misogyny and stuff, often the Six of Cups will come up. So this is also talking about he's just got these, funky old emotions, and especially obviously his views of women. Ace of Cups, comes out. So again, the emotions are overflowing. So I think while he's in prison, and him and his brother, I think there is a tremendous amount that is going on internally for these guys, where they're really having to reflect, on their lives. The next card we have here, another major arcana. Look, the Fool. We can take this literally. It was very arrogant, hubristic, and foolish of him to attack Greta Thunberg. He could never have anticipated that it would have led to his arrest.
No.
There's no way. But again, like I said, Saturn, planet of accountability, karma, speeding up. Aquarius is his fastest sign. So people need to be careful what they say, on social media and what have you. And the outcome card here is the 10 of Cups, which is normally about the happy family and all of that kind of stuff. But have you noticed how many cups there are? I've pulled 5 and there's 3 of them are cups.
Yeah.
So this is normally about what? Wish fulfillment and all of this kind of stuff. So, but what did he do? But it can also be the greedy merchant. Yeah, no, that's the 9.
No, that's the 9.
The 9 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is what? The happy family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not so happy family now.
Exactly. It's my fake happy family card, if that makes a difference.
Right, absolutely. And I'll take that interpretation, because it is the fake happy family. And literally as well, what? His brother was involved as well. So,
yes.
Yeah, no. Toast. Any thoughts? Any extra thoughts on that, ladies, before we go to Greta?
No, we have to move on. It's 1:30 already.
I know, but we started a bit later, so we're going to go.
So we'll go a bit late.
We'll still have an hour, but we'll be beyond the hour. Yeah. Okay, let's look at Greta, who I think...
Yes, young Greta.
Who has had a bit of a lower profile, I think, in 2022.
The Page of Swords, I call my Greta Thunberg card.
Really?
Yeah. What she's got is that ability to be the conscience of people, and that's a real gift, So let's have a look.
Well, I'm ready for Greta.
Go for it.
What I get is, she sees things from a different viewpoint. She tells people to look deeper and look at what you have, use what you have. And she is keeping the home fires burning for the community. She's out there with her message, very strong, about conservation, holding on, and opportunities, what we can do. And she doesn't take in these bullies like this guy. She's like, whatever. Okay. The challenge is her continuing to be relevant and to be somebody to come to for guidance. And she continues to carry that energy forward, bringing forward hidden things. Okay.
Yeah, good on it. Will I go, Hoagie?
Yeah, go for it.
And I'm thrilled my Page of Swords turned up. Okay. This is, I don't think, her personal breaking heart. It's a young person's breaking heart over our inability to even look constructively at this issue for the future. We are robbing, here's the karmic wheel turning, we are robbing the future. Right. And she is a voice for that, and go Greta, the raised sword once again.
Yeah. Okay. What do I have? So symbolizing Greta, this is the perfect card for her. Ace of Swords.
Yes.
There she is. She comes forward again and again with those uncomfortable truths as well, slicing through literally slicing through the BS.
Yes.
She's just proved it with this case. I mean, and for that retort as well, to be like, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. I mean, it's just, do you know what I mean? She's always there representing that sword of truth. often that uncomfortable truth that people don't want to deal with. Yeah. But there she is. But it's very interesting. Now, in the second card I get for her, which is the obstacle position for a 5-card pull, I get the Wheel of Fortune. So it's her fortunes are changing. I think she has been a bit more quiet in 2022. Now, let's hope that this is actually for the positive. But this could also be as well, maybe Greta's reflecting on her own life and her own choices and what she wants to do going forward. This would suggest that she's coming into a time of fate and destiny, but we need to see how that pans out.
Yes.
The next card I get for her is the Queen of Cups. So of course, this is obviously, Greta, even though she is she is a young woman, but she's very much that queen, speaking of in that very emotive way, isn't it? The Queen of Cups has a tremendous amount of clout and emotion when she speaks, but also reveals those secrets. So she's come forth with the secrets of climate change, etc., with those messages. Next card I have here, 2 of Wands. So this is about making choices, making decisions. It's also quite entrepreneurial, but if we remember, the person is looking out to the ocean. So again, there is this element here of cups, emotions, stuff like that. I think this is also even though this is the 2 of Wands, but I think she's had to receive quite a lot from the world, particularly when we look at the outcome card here, which here is the 10 of Swords. So what this suggests to me is that it could be that Greta, in many ways, may have even felt a bit betrayed by the world's response. Do you know what I mean? She's been out there pleading that case for a very long time, and it seems things haven't quite moved the way in which she would fully like. And let me just pull a clarifier card there. I remember her talking about the betrayal of her childhood. Do you remember that? How dare you steal our future? So I think she speaks of that betrayal.
And she's only 19 now.
Indeed. Let's pull one clarifier card for her to see how that can let's have a look. King of Wands. So this is quite interesting. King of Wands is all about entrepreneurship, industry, stuff like that. So this suggests to me that, she feels like she's been betrayed by business as usual. Let's hope her influence continues. Okay. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on to the next question?
No, let's rock along.
Let's rock along. All right, let me go back into my laptop. Oh, God, 1 minute, because it closed. 1 minute. Sorry.
While you're looking, someone says there can be a disagreement about whether a pizza box can be recycled, but of course it's the cardboard. It should go in with
recycling.
Exactly. So I'm looking here. This is coming from Mary Huddleston. What she's saying here. Thanks, Mary. Happy New Year to you all. Hogarth, Lady G, and Dr. Lena. Love, gratitude, and respect to you all. Thanks so much. She said, I'm sure there will be lots of looks at the orange abomination and his taxes, and continued downward spiral. George Santos. Oh my God.
Where do you begin?
Did we ever think that someone would come along that could make Donald Trump look vaguely truthful?
I know, but he's a contender.
It's just extraordinary. I mean, we know Duck L'Orange lies about absolutely everything, but at least there are buildings there. At least there are tangible assets that can be debated over. This guy is just the fantasist of the fantasists. So let's see. It's just extraordinary. So anyway, George Santos, so we're pulling him and his lies and the impending handover of the house, GQP, she calls. I have 2 other questions, and I'm seeing distressing news about the NHS. Well, you know what? Mary never lets us down. She always gives us a few questions. We can practically do the rest of the show on this. And let's see what happened to the NHS. What will happen to women in Iran? and the Ayatollah. Okay, let's break it down. Let's talk about Duck Larange's taxes. Yeah. Will it be the Al Capone thing that gets him the mundane taxes rather than all the other heinous crimes he's committed? So let's see.
Let's see.
Trump.
Marjorie is asking, is George Santos a love child of Donald Trump?
I mean, Santos is just beyond. I mean, we'll pull on him next, but he's just absolutely outrageous. Okay. And there's still talk about swearing the guy in. It's like,
I know.
He's still there.
He's still going forward.
All right. So Duck Larange taxes.
The taxes.
Actually, I'm going to go Rider Waite actually for Duck Larange tonight. Putting the Rider Waite. No, actually, in fact, Lena, I'm going to use your cards tonight.
Goody.
World Tarot doesn't care. Well, the One World Tarot. Let's see what the One World Tarot have to say tonight.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's just fling this in.
Well, will I leap in here?
Go for it.
I get. There's Six of Pentacles, compromise being discussed on some level. That look, the investigators are at a crossroads. They're evaluating whether it's worth going ahead or not with this case. And I get, at this point, it's open-ended because a great deal of confusion. So I don't think it has the emotional charge it would have had 4 years ago. And he's done so much else since, they almost don't need it. Because remember, in the early days, we all hoped and prayed it would be the Al Capone result. But I think there's some confusion. You can imagine now, teams of prosecutors in different contexts, they've got their Trump, criminal investigations. Imagine the conversations about, excuse me, can we have 2026? We need to charge him for this. Can we do this? It's a bit like that. I think it's almost too late for the taxes and there is confusion.
Lady G. Well, let's see. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I have that the mature woman is going to be his undoing, is going to be his death. Now, I've said from the beginning, he's going to be taken down on RICO charges, and that's what I get to the long-term plan.
Yes.
They give them things, all the stuff they've been doing for years and years and years. At the center of it, this is the dynamic of the mental turmoil and the heartbreak. Yes, the hammer is coming down. At the foundation is a tower moment. He's trying to defend, and we have, reevaluation. The challenge is just nightmare scenario and the unhappiness which is coming. So I still think it's going to be RICO charges for running a criminal organization.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the RICO. Yes.
Brilliant. And I think we can definitely squeeze this in as a question here. I've done the blue star, but JBF is that the illusion of the Christmas holiday is over. Could you please look at the possibility of the Biden administration giving out another stimulus for struggling families? So we definitely can look at that and squeeze that in. Right. Duck Larange. I'm really looking forward, though, to seeing what the cards are going to say about Santos, because I'm like, he's been outdone in lying. I mean, one of the biggest shocks of the year.
It's Olympic proportions, isn't it? Really.
I love that. So somebody says, so is Santos gay-ish?
I was thinking the same. Oh my God, I love that. Honestly, guys, hold your water, guys. We're gonna do Santos next. Oh, it just gets more and more bizarre, doesn't it? Just when you think it can't get any more strange, it just goes up a notch. Right, Duck LaRoche and his taxes.
Sorry, what's the question? You're still.
We're still.
It's Duck LaRoche and his taxes. So we know the King of Cups is often the Biden card and stuff like that. But let's just take it as it is. This is Duck LaRoche feeling really quite emotionally vulnerable right now. He is sweating bricks at night. I guarantee you guys, he is sweating bricks at night, particularly when you see what the next card is.
Yeah, because that was dry land before he sat there.
Exactly. Now the dams have burst. Yeah. He was in St. Mark's Square thinking it was all safe and all good, and now the flood waters have come in, and he's feeling what? Surrounded and isolated, particularly as well when we look at the next card. As you know, for those who are learning tarot, you always read the cards together and see what the collective message is. So we know that this king here is not at ease, because what do we have here? We've got the Three of Swords. So yeah, this is him literally in a nutshell, not feeling so great. Trouble for him is that Three of Cups, the party's over. Yeah. When you put it next to the Three of Swords, the party is over. Yeah, the doors have been flung open. Cold air is coming in. And also as well, this can also speak too of how the media is celebrating their new darling. Yeah. Who we all know who that is. Yeah. A certain what's his name? We've got Santos. Santos. My God. Something with Saturn and was, Santos, Santis. There's a little bit of a theme.
There's something coming through.
A little bit of a theme here. So we look here, look at this. Five of Cups for Duck LaRoche. Oh dear. Yeah. So again, waters. When we put this all together, isn't it?
Very watery.
Marooned. Yeah. Looking at the beach. This is after the floods come out and you realize that your whole house is ruined and everything like that. So of course, he's really contemplating leaving things behind, loss, his loss of stature as well. Yeah. Especially with the NFT artwork, and it just
that was a golden moment, wasn't it?
It's just they've saved the best till last. Anyway, actually was this way up. So here we are, Nine of Wands. He's feeling embattled, trying to survive. He's putting one foot in front of the other, but I think he's getting very tired now. And I've said it before, it doesn't matter how strong you are. Litigation after litigation after litigation wears even the strongest and most defiant people down. And this is really, I think it's getting into his heart now, quite literally. And as we said before, I still think he might try and do a runner, or it's going to be a but we don't like to predict these things too much. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on to...
Well, have you got Shakespeare there? Because there's a lot of requests for Shakespeare on Santos.
Oh, on Santos. All right. Let's pull on Santos and then let's see what Shakespeare has to say. Oh, okay. My God.
So what's that question? Will he be sworn in? Yeah.
I think he probably will be, because the whole system is just so utterly debauched. But let's look at his future. What's his future over the next 3 months? Because he might be sworn in and then he might have to leave. So let's see.
Exactly.
That's possible. Over the next 3 months. And then we'll consult Shakespeare. Santos. Santos. Can you tell us about Santos, Spirit? Santos. You have some crackers, Lena?
Yeah.
Santos. Tell us about Santos. Well, I think my cards might be upside down. I think they are. I'll turn the right way up.
Yes, could make a difference.
Yeah.
All right, I've got mine ready if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
He is a child, right? He's seriously childlike. Friends in high places, meaning whether it's the Federalist Society or the GOP or whoever, you know, thought it was a good idea, were thrilled. He accomplished a very difficult task for them, which was turning a blue district red. This is the celebration.
Wow.
With all this. This card in Italian is falsita. So he's the false, you know, false prophet, false everything. I mean, really. Followed by the fiery tongues of disgrace.
Wow. Wow.
That's it for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very clear though, isn't it? Very clear.
Disgracia.
Indeed. Lady G, what do you have for us?
Well, the overview of it all is about the manipulation that he did. And underneath of it, about the house, going into the house. It's about he kidnapped basically his constituency because of his greed.
I can't believe you.
They're mad cards.
So the wheel is turning. They will be looking at him carefully. Okay. And I think this has to do with maybe the head of the house. They may be looking at him because he's trying to get through with his illusion and his drama, his lies. But they're not going to be looking too carefully, you know, too favorably on what he's done. So there may be some pushback from the house or somewhere having to do with what he's done because it's so egregious. And again, you know, his people feel like they've been kidnapped. It's been total.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
It's astonishing, isn't it? It's astonishing. Well, these are my cards for him, and I think the story reads pretty clearly. So to symbolize the whole, sorry, forgive me, symbolize the whole thing. Look at this. There we are. What we got here? 8 of Cups. Yeah. So let's just say, I think he'll be sworn in, but how long he'll be sticking around, I think, is anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to give it 3 months. Yeah. Let's just see. I'll give him 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, because you know what it's like with Congress, and they're even on both sides, they're sticklers for tradition. The second someone's been declared, they have to put them in. But I think the GOP may be surprised, because look at the next card that comes.
Yeah.
Oh dear, death. Yeah. So we all know this is what endings and beginnings and endings. It doesn't necessarily mean a literal death, but when you've got the 8 of Cups and then your next companion is death, yeah, looks like one's career may not be lasting for too long. I'd say that is sketchy at best, because even by GOP standards, words defy this kind of level of lying. Like I said, it's Trump blasphemy. It's on that scale of the utterly outrageous. Here's the GOP, surprise, surprise, the big money. Yeah, that's been what? Propping him up like all the others. Yes. Apparently he was earning
because they knew.
Exactly. They knew everything, because apparently he was earning, what is it, $54,000 a year. And then suddenly his income went up to, what was it, 1.7 million. I mean, come on. I mean, that should
He'd been evicted for not paying rent twice recently, right, for $12,000 of rent. He was in a completely different financial state until this.
Right, exactly. And at some point, what I'm really hoping for is that national pride will kick in America, because we've just seen a man be arrested based on pizza boxes.
Yes.
They were able to work out, oh my God, this guy's on something as almost as trivial as that, where you've got these people doing egregious lies and still having the prospect of being sworn in. Look, I'm not saying the UK is perfect, but this is career-ending stuff in most places of the world.
And has to be,
yeah,
surely.
Just has
and
to
let's
be.
hope his constituents drive it, because they're not happy.
Yeah, they're not happy. So this GOP stuff is just kind of poisoned everything, and it needs clearing out. But anyway, what do we see? Judgment. Here we are. Quite literally, we can just take this card on face value. Everyone is now passing judgment because, of course, it's so outrageous. And even people in the GOP are really going to have to think. And the outcome card here is the Ace of Cups. Now, normally this is quite a positive card, but look, this is emotion spilling over. Yeah, emotion spilling over. A lot of people are very hurt, very upset, feel betrayed, kidnapped, just as Lady G was saying, and stuff like that. But you know what? There are still one or two people. I saw one guy the other day, and he's like, well, he needs to be given a chance to explain himself. And you're just like, what? Like, what's the point? Why are you breathing air? What is the point? But anyway,
yeah.
I don't want to judge the public too harshly.
Well, as we know, there's no cure for stupid. You know.
Indeed. So before we move on, shall we see what Shakespeare had to say
yes,
about this guy? So who wants to be the caller on this one? Who called last time? All right, Lady G. All right. So give me a chance to get the pages ready. Let's see what the bard has to say. All right, I'm closing my eyes. You tell me when to stop, Lady G. We'll stop there. I've got to take the glasses. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is quite interesting. All right, look, it says here, you are strangely troublesome. It says here, and that's from Henry VIII. And what's on the other page here? It says here, oh, look, it says here, okay, look, I'll read you this because I've got to take time on this one.
Yeah.
It says, I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
Oh,
how interesting. And if you look at the picture here, I'll read it again. Look, there's someone bursting out of a box, but looking very strange and odd. I think this is him. This is all of his secrets coming out, isn't it?
Yes.
All of his secrets coming out. I'll read that again. I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man. And that is from As You Like It. Wow. Oh. So I think this is the surprise and the shock that the electorate who supported him have found. And he's not like a man, he's like a beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
A GOP beast.
There you go. You see, the bard has always got something sensible to say.
Always.
All right. So let's see how we're doing on time. Oh gosh, look at that. We've got time for another question. Let's go back in and let's choose between either NHS, NHS Iran. One second. Oh, momento. I'm just getting back into my computer. There we are. Oh God.
I'll just explain to American viewers while you're doing that. The NHS is the National Health Scheme in the UK. And when it was first formed and for decades afterwards, it was the model in the world for marvelous universal healthcare. And of course, now 12 years of Conservatives, it's been starved of funds and it's on its knees.
Right.
Which is an outrage, absolute outrage.
So I think let's pull on the NHS and then we can end up in Iran. And what Mary was saying here is that apparently the Ayatollah said that the morality police were being disbanded, and she's asking if that's true. So I think that's a good question to end on. So let's see about the
I'll get to that in a minute. Yes. Okay. Let's see about the future of the NHS.
Future of the NHS. Yeah, future of the NHS.
Because people in the UK are proud of the NHS and what it symbolises to the world and the service that it has given.
The world.
I used to show my nursing students a little 8-minute video, and this man was, I think, in his 90s, and he speaks just for 5 minutes on what life was like before the NHS, because we forget, right? And he watched his sister die of cancer, but in agony because they couldn't afford the treatment for her.
Wow.
Which is just diabolical. But of course, Americans know a lot about an unjust health system. So let's have a look at the NHS.
Yeah. I remember some of the extraordinary things when they first opened the NHS, and there were many of their first people that they treated were women with prolapsed wombs.
Yes.
Yeah, because of course there was no birth control back then, so you were having
you just had babies till you dropped dead,
right, literally, and then your womb would basically fall out, and it was,
exactly. Those were the good old days.
Oh, indeed.
That people want to see back. I don't know.
This is interesting.
Mm.
Who would like to go first?
Are you ready, Lady G?
Not quite.
Okay. I'll jump in. The Emperor, who I take to be the Prime Minister and to a certain extent the whole Tory Conservative governments, right?
Oh,
they are holding on to secrets. Now, the thing with people are upset. They're upset and they're worried about the future of the NHS. But I think this, with the Hermit card, this is about backroom dealings, because for the first time in a generation, the nurses are going on strike and so forth. The medical staff are striking, not because they want to, it's the last thing they want to do, but they feel they have no choice. And this is the backroom deals around this. A deal will be struck, but it won't be the end. Like, it'll get people back to work. But there will be a judgment on the Tories for doing this, and that will be losing the next election.
Interessante. Lady G, what do you have? And by the way, we've been joined by over 1,200 of you. We've got 1,271.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, everyone. Fabulous. Thank you for joining us. What do you have, Lady G?
Well, we have the Temperance, but this is the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, so it could go either way. This is something that they need to work on, work diligently, put light on, and they need to stand up and be honorable with this for the path forward to work out. At the center of it, wanting to get to calmer waters with it. But above it, we have some illusions, some things not, tallying. And underneath of it, of course, we have the person of power that's standing. We need to look at going into it leadership and what is being birthed with this. What are the seeds? The challenge is some things being backed off and being held money-wise, being held tight.
Yeah.
Hogarth, just before you go, Portia's saying, is this the land of alphabet soup? Which NHS? It's the National Health Service in Britain. And lies were told before Brexit that there'd be all this money for the NHS.
Oh my God. What was it? It was on the side of the bus. What was it? 550 million or 650 million each day for the NHS.
Day. Yes.
It was just, I knew it was a whole pile of steaming, what, when I heard it, but a lot of people were taken in, unfortunately. And now we're in the situation that we're in. All right, so the cards I've got here. NHS, Knight of Cups. Yeah. Now, look, this can be a card of romance, yeah, or of promises and stuff like that. But often, this is the knight that comes, seduces you, and then leaves you with a bun in the oven and having to look after, do you know what I mean? And in many ways, this is the false knight of the Tory party that promised all of this stuff for the NHS.
Yes, absolutely.
Along with a lot of other stuff. It's quite interesting how often the Knight of Cups turns up when we talk about these political ideologies. They promised everything. They said Brexit was going to be wonderful. We're going to be taking back control. 650 million or whatever it was for the NHS. And it was a whole pile of you know what. If we look here, the obstacle card, oh dear, the uncomfortable truth, yeah, has seeped out, because the Queen of Cups traditionally, of course, has what? She's got the lid, yeah, she's got the lid on the secrets. Cat's out the bag, yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone knows, and everyone's feeling the emotion of it as well. The atmosphere here in the UK is very damp squib. Yeah, I didn't even bother putting up my Christmas tree this year. What was the point? Yeah, we weren't feeling the Christmas spirit. I mean, somewhere, but we weren't. Yeah, we weren't. So this is the damp squib, and everyone's like, oh God. If we look here, 7 of Wands. Yeah, we got the seven of Wands here.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. My mind's gone. Oh, battling on the hill. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So quite literally, this is the NHS battling on the hill. But you know what as well? This is also the government to an extent. Think of all the tumult and the craziness that we've seen.
Yes.
We've had Boris, Liz Turd, yeah, who got a flush but managed to drag her pension with her. Can you believe it? It's disgusting. She's got a thingy-bob pension for life, £100,000 a year. And now we've got Rishi Sunak, yeah, but they're all embattled, yeah? The Tory party is embattled. The NHS is embattled. The whole country is embattled, yeah, because of all of the rubbish. 3 of Cups. So again, here we are. This isn't about celebration. The party's over, yeah?
Yeah.
The party's over. This, in many ways, is like the celebration of Brexit, yeah? And they wanted like 10-gun salute and all of this rubbish. And it was a false celebration. It never promised anything that was going to be lasting or true, except ruin. Yeah, if we look at the Knight of Cups. And then the outcome is the 8 of Wands, which is things moving quickly, things moving at a pace. I think the penny has dropped for many people. There have been lots of documentaries saying, well, interviewing people saying that they bitterly regret Brexit. And I think everything now is rushing forward. The economic strife, the struggles, the hunger, everything that's going on in the UK, and it's just not pretty.
And then utility bills being so high means pubs are closing, businesses are closing. It's closing the economy down.
Yeah, and quickly.
And until we reverse this whole thing of cowboy capitalism, it's going to get worse. It has to be a radical change, not a band-aid. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Thank you for that donation, Plucky Heroine. That's very kind.
Did you have a donation come in? Wonderful. Thank you. Ladies, anything to add to that before we close on Iran?
No. What I will add about Iran before we start, we might have to modify the question, because the Ayatollah actually announced maybe a month ago that the morality police were going to be disbanded, right? But the protesters do not believe them. So regardless of announcements, they don't believe that. So I think we should maybe broaden the question on Iran, because so many men are supporting the women too.
Yes.
It is a huge people's revolution led by the women. So I think let's go for the jugular. Will they topple the Ayatollahs?
Oh, yes. That's a good one, Lena. Yeah, let's end on a whopper. Will the protests topple the Ayatollah? Let's go.
They're so brave, because there's been tens of thousands arrested. You know, So great.
I think at least 2 guys have been executed. Just disgusting. And we're at 1,285. So thank you guys for joining us. And thank you for your donations and everything like that.
We started a bit late, so we're going a bit over.
Well, we're still at 54 minutes. So by the time we've
got time. So let's check out Iran, the big one.
Will they succeed? Will they succeed? Will they succeed in toppling them up?
Oh, goodness me. Oh, well, it's for me, the story's sort of in 2 parts. So at the moment, this is people, meaning protesters and their supporters, working together very amiably. The message is out there. Just know that they're going forward with the message. Then I think there's going to be a setback. You know, just when they think they're about to do it, there'll be a setback because I've got the 3 of Swords and out in the cold. So expect that to sort of go backwards for a while, and then that would be more arrests, possibly executions, etc. Then it changes again, much more permanently, with the 8 of Wands going whoosh, 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 whoosh. Tower for the Ayatollahs.
Whoa. Wow.
So, I have to think they will get there, but they have to keep it up and not be thrown by, huge setbacks quite soon, I think. But this is down the road for that regime.
Lady G, what do you have for us?
Well, overview of it is justice, weighing out the heart versus the deaths, the risks, etc. They are willing to take the risks, and they're trucking forward, full speed ahead. Okay, full speed ahead, taking risks. It's the wish fulfilling card. It's what they want. Now, above it, we have them pushing, continued pushback, trying to hold the line. But we have, of course, the theft trying to steal the women's power, the Ayatollah. But the challenge is moving forward to calmer waters, and it is going to happen, that it will come about because women are holding on and they are standing up and they are not going to back down with it. They're facing the illusions and they are looking forward to new prospects. So yeah, I agree with Lena. They're going to have ups and downs, but they are going to hold steady. They're going to make it through.
Wow, that's good to know. I've got interesting cards here, so I'll just get stuck in. Knight of Wands. This is literally the Iranian people surging, forward with desire, energy, passion, courage. They have shown such courage, and the women, cutting their hair and just, because they literally are risking death. Yeah, they literally are risking death. It's not even a debate. They're literally hanging people, and they're so disgustingly brutal. This stale, old, crusty patriarchy BS
everywhere.
End. So here's the youth, the energy coming forward. Everyone is getting stuck in. Looking dicey for the Ayatollah. Yeah, there they are. Because look, this is coming the obstacle position. They're like, oh, God. Oh. How do we try and balance this out? Yeah, because on one hand, they're trying to manipulate the situation, obviously threats, intimidation, etc. But this is also showing the will and the agility of the Iranian people as well, who've been incredibly canny and resourceful with their social media, putting up little clips here and there. They've been juggling and manipulating as well. So this is like a giant game of cat and mouse, but the stakes couldn't be higher. This is also the Ayatollah as well, trying to juggle their commitments overseas, because a certain Putanesca is asking them for, you know, weapons and this, that, and the other. They're just the bad guys of the whole world right now. You know, Putin and all the other you-know-who's in there. Quite rightly, the people do not trust the message from the Ayatollah, not the false knight. Wasn't it recently as well, tangent, Taliban was like, oh, we're going to look after women's rights. We need the whole pile of you-know-what. And now they're like, not even female aid workers are allowed to receive food. These people need to go drown themselves. I'm so sick and tired of these crusty patriarchy. Anyway, so here's the Ayatollah trying to juggle, and the people are not buying it, because we're like, we know what you are like. Here, the people are going for their inner strength, their strength reserves. They've shown such courage already. And I don't think they're going to give up now, are they? So this is the people also resisting, doing their best, but this is also the Ayatollah as well, trying to dig deep themselves because they don't want to lose power. Now, looky here. I might have to pull a clarifier, because for me, stinky fish has come out. But for who? I think this is the unpleasant message that the Ayatollah don't want to hear, because the people are showing great strength and reserve. Because remember, before in the past, they've been able to overcome them with the threats. Doesn't seem to be working. This is the unpleasant message. I think a chess player as well is saying she's leaving the country because she dared to play chess without a head covering. I mean, come on. So unpleasant messages, and I think these are also unpleasant messages for the Ayatollah. I think it's not going to work out. Oh, I've looked at the base of the deck.
Oh, yeah.
That's the message. Heartbreak. But we know it's a heartbreak for the people. But in terms of the Ayatollah, I think it's not going to work out for them. They're either going to have to make more concessions, or eventually they'll be toppled. Right.
And as Brenda says, Persia will rise again.
Right. Absolutely. And that's what we all want to see. We want to see Persia is an incredible history and all of that kind of stuff. And we wish them the best, particularly in 2023. 1,300 of you have joined us this evening. Thank you so much, everyone. The time has gone, as you know, in a flash. Lena, thank you so much for joining us, and we wait with
my pleasure. I have one other announcement. Another announcement, which is at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be on with Johnie and whoever else is on that particular lineup for New Year's Eve. So it's a 3 or 4 hour session. So if you want to,
well, so your day is not yet done, Lena.
No, just beginning, my love.
Oh my.
And so if you want to have a nap, or as I now call them, combat naps, much better than the nana nap, combat nap, and join us for 4 hours later.
Oh my goodness,
on Tarot's Apprentice, yes.
Oh, indeed. And Lady G, thank you so much for joining us. Loving the ensemble. You know, I've gone bare.
She never left us down.
There are actually some eyes here.
What
the beady
is
little
that
eyes
about?
Anyway, it was given to me by my dear German friends, from up there.
It is extraordinary. Only you could wear it and get away with it.
I know. The things Hogarth has us do. I can't believe it.
Oh, I know.
All in the name of entertainment, folks. All in the name of entertainment. Well, it's been wonderful. We, of course, will see you next week. I'm going to be in a different location, but I will reveal when I'm actually there, or at least I should be in a different location. if everything's not on strike. So we will see you next week. Thank you so much for your questions, donations, and joining us at this time. We wish you a very merry and happy new year, and have a fabulous time. And let's hope 2023 is just better all round. That's what we need, some accountability.
Can we do a one-card poll for 2023?
Yes, let's do that.
Great idea. Great
and
idea.
Susan says, where is the link? I don't know that there's a link. It's Tarot's Apprentice on YouTube, and it will be live.
Brilliant.
And you can still put questions in too. If you go to the community tab on Johnny's channel, you can put questions in for New Year. Yeah. Okay, 2023.
2023. Did I actually? Oh, look. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
good. Woo.
Fascinating. Okay, Lena, how do you interpret your card?
No mystery here, justice. So there will be a lot of breakthroughs regarding justice. This is the Ruth Bader Ginsburg card, if you like it. So let us hope for that. You know,
fabulous.
We will see more justice.
Well, indeed. Of course, mine is self-explanatory. The burdens, but the three of us together is
tell us so.
It's so positive.
Yeah. So definitely the hard work. So everyone's gonna be putting in the hard work for the what? The eventual victory. So it looks like justice is coming, folks.
Yes,
justice is coming. And let's see.
We've been holding for so long.
That burden. Yeah, the burden for so long. And it read as a story, isn't it? Justice for the burden
for the hard work.
The whole world has been carrying, and the hard work. And then we get the victory card. So there we are. We're leaving that on a very positive message. Thanks again to everyone for joining us, and we will see you soon. Yeah? All right.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.